Hi, I'm Anthony.
Hi, I'm Sean.
I'm Luke.
Okay, so personally I started working with pneumatics at the beginning of this internship, and we focused on that for a bit, so just got a basic understanding of air pressure, force is equal to pressure, all those equations. And then after that, we all started competing and creating a mechanical arm that would, or not creating a mechanical arm, programming a mechanical arm to play Sling Puck. So that's currently what I've been working on here at GennFlex.
Well, initially I was introduced to the Cognex vision systems. It's the very first time I've worked with something akin to this, using a camera that had such a spreadsheet interface. We started working on a project using whack-a-mole. So we would detect blobs and lit up moles and try to whack them using the Moto Mini. I found it to be a very challenging, in some cases, and very enjoyable task, and after which we did progress on to Sling Puck using the very same Moto Mini robots, and we did compete with one another.
Initially, my group was focused on PLC, or programmable logic controllers. So we use a Kion's PLC to connect to our YRC-1000 and GP4 robot to create a claw machine game that would have external input and output devices that responded to a win or a loss. And then we went through the trainings from the other groups, the pneumatics training and the Cognex vision training. And then, yeah, like they said, we played the Sling Puck game where we tried to make our robot beat the other robots using the Cognex camera.
Personally, I guess for me, since I'm very competitive, is I learned to, I still need to work on it, but I probably learned to rather just like keep things to myself rather than complain, because it causes a lot of discourse amongst a lot of people who think they did the best. So probably that's what I learned to work on the most.
For me, it was actually trying to modify designs that we had in place prior to the competition. So being able to use those 10-minute gaps in between matches are actually quite useful, because we could slightly experiment with what we were currently doing, and although we did indeed lose the entire competition, it at least put us in a better position than when we came in.
So from the Sling Puck competition, I think the main thing I learned was how to deal with internal conflict within a team, and how to incorporate ideas from each individual without kind of neglecting certain people's ideas. And then technically I just learned that I enjoyed a lot working with the Cognex Vision software and the camera, and so that's why I've kind of continued to do that moving forward in the internship.
I will say that it's definitely much more enjoyable to learn in this way, because it feels like you're actually doing things rather than just getting a sheet of paper, being told to answer the questions, turn in, get a grade. That's how it is like every single day. It's so repetitive that doing something like this is very enjoyable. So it's much more hands-on, But I will say there's a lot of more nitty-gritty learning, because in textbooks, there's always going to be directions on exactly what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it. And in here, if we run into an issue with our Cognex vision cameras, for example, we can't just call them and expect an answer in 30 seconds. We have to, troubleshoot. We have to go through files. We have to go through manuals. So it's different in its own way. So I guess it's got a lot of pros and cons in comparison to school.
Bouncing off of what Anthony was saying, being able to learn these new concepts, these novel concepts, using the vision systems, using the Moto Minis, using pneumatics, using the PLCs and the Kion's, and then being able to immediately apply them is far more enjoyable than being in a lecture hall and then doing application in a laboratory period sometime later in the week in place of doing it immediately. And being able to do that was really enjoyable in comparison to school.
Yeah, echoing what both of them just said, basically the main difference I've seen is that where in school you're sort of at a specified pace from the course. Here you move at your own pace, and if you can get something done quicker, you can move forward faster. So that's kind of been a motivator for me and for, I think, the rest of the interns. And seeing that we can get things done quicker and that our work is rewarded, so that we're rewarded for getting our work done faster. But sometimes, yeah, like Anthony said, there are a lot of tedious things that you don't necessarily have a specified solution to immediately for you, because nobody else has faced that same problem, or at least it's hard to find people that have.
So my thoughts on the internship program so far is nothing but positive thoughts, I guess. I've enjoyed everyone here. The people at the company, besides the interns, are all amazing. Like, you walk in, you feel like welcome. Like, people just, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? You know, that's the first thing I point out, because it's like something that I never have expected or never have experienced at any of my past jobs or internships. But yeah, they're learning a lot, so can't be upset at that. I guess there isn't really anything too negative for me to point out.
Echoing Anthony, yeah, the workplace culture is really quite fun. It's really quite enjoyable. This is really a unique opportunity, being able to use these robots. So that's very much a positive note in my book. No negative so far. I truly do enjoy it.
So yeah, again, kind of what Anthony and Sean both just talked about. The opportunity to work with a lot of other interns that everyone here is pretty cool, and we all kind of have different backgrounds, so that's always a plus to learn from each other. And then yeah, just also the diversity in what we're learning, like, again, to go back, pneumatics and then the vision stuff and the PLC stuff has been just a good way to learn new things, and it's been really fun to get new opportunities.
I guess the only thing I really would like to be improved in the internship thing, well, the issue is that we have a couple engineers here, but they all have their own projects. So I guess the only thing that I would probably appreciate is someone who's like very fluent in these things, always readily available to help. But other than that, the lessons, they go down to such a basic level that like it's pretty easy to understand and fly through without like missing a bunch of important information. So I'd say that the program we had to, or the trainings we had to go through were pretty good trainings.
Yeah. Again, not much I can add there, but I would very much wish for the mentors to take on a more prominent supervisorial role, especially during the early stages of our projects with cognitive vision training, the pneumatics, and PLCs. That would very much be something that would augment the experience of the internship.
Yes, I would 100% recommend this internship to other engineering interns or students, because I've heard of other students having jobs where you just sit with a group of other people and you do a lot of busy work. I hear them do just a lot of very tedious files, stuff that ends up with them, coming back to school after the summer just like, yeah, it was so boring, I'm not going back, because there's those couple that you hear people really want to go to, and then they come back after the summer and they're like, yeah, that was terrible, I'm not going back. But this is like so hands-on, so they give you so much freedom to like work at your own pace, to go far, or to undershoot, if you will. Like, you have just so much freedom in this internship that I could not recommend it for other people.
Yeah, this is really just a great stepping stone for people who are interested in getting into robotics, or for mechanical engineers, or computer engineers, electrical engineers, the whole round robin. It's very much a great place to start.
Yeah, I would echo what Sean and Anthony said. I would recommend this internship, especially as an internship opportunity, because it is there is so much diversity in what you do, and I think the most important aspect of an internship, or one of the most important aspects, is getting experience in a lot of different areas. So that's definitely something we get the opportunity to do here. And like Anthony said, I've known some other people who have had internships where they didn't necessarily get exposure to many things. They sort of just did one thing or did busy work. And so, yeah, this is great for that.